my name is Ali and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyoto Winds Hijikata's route. So, let's go. The stress was understandable though. Knowing his decisions would affect all of the Shinsengumi men. Yeah, the last episode, I wasn't able to end it on a good timing, so I'm sorry if this comes out weird. Anyway, I can't even imagine what the pressure of that might feel like. Is there anything else I can do to help? What, running off to Tenma wasn't enough for you? Please, let me do something. If the Shinsengumi is in a rough spot, then please, I just want to help. I want to be useful. You know what? Hijikata muttered as he stared down his paperwork. Oops. You need to know what you're capable of. No matter how much you want to help, you're different than Saito, Yamazaki, and Shimada. And you wouldn't be able to do any of the dirty work that I give Shinpachi or Harada either. Assigning duties to my men isn't as easy as you think it is. His words struck me like a knife in my gut. But still, he had a point. I was just eager to earn my keep here. I knew, however, that it wasn't my place to think I could do the same jobs as the other captains. So, I was resigned to the fact that there was nothing I could do to relieve some of Hijikata's burden. But I understand that I can't be much help in the fighting department. But I truly understand just how hard everyone else is working. It could be even the smallest task, so please. I bent down as far as I could. Please, I'm begging you, let me help you guys. Hijikata looked down at me, dubiously, for a little while, then eventually... Oh, damn. I heard him move and felt something touch my chin. CG? CG! I opened my eyes to see his fingers under my chin, warm and dry. Where's the picture? He lifted my face up until I was looking straight into his eyes. There we go. Oh my goodness. I would love to look into those eyes. Oof. He was so close to me that I could feel his breath. His gaze seemed to pass right through me, and its intensity turns my stomach upside down. Oh, I like you. You say you want to help? Yes. Can you answer me why? Why? But I couldn't answer right away. I couldn't come up with something quickly enough. Do you want to make a name for yourself? Or do you want us to recognize your effort and reward you accordingly? No. I answered this confidently. Then why go through all of this? Tell me. For all of those times you guys protected me. There were even times when you put your life on the line and people got hurt. Everyone has protected me over and over again. So I just want to give back to all of you. I don't want to regret anything anymore. The image of Heisuke being gravely injured during the Aburano Koji incident rushed back to me. He drank the water of life, knowing he'd become a fury, and if Kazuma and his demon cohorts were to come after me again in the future, I couldn't make the guarantee that the other men wouldn't be forced to make the same decision. I wasn't capable of fighting the demons with my sword in the way that the other men were. Still, I wanted to do my part to give back. Hijikata stared deeply and silently into my eyes. And then don't bow so easily. You believe you're right. Why should you bow if you think you're right? His words awakened me. If you believe something, then don't ever bow or yield. Hold your head high and walk tall. You won't win if you don't keep your eyes on the prize. His eyes were brooding with a fierceness almost glimmering with an intense light. A light so strong that it could assuage? I don't know that word, sorry. Any fears or doubts one clung to their hearts. I looked back at him with all the composure I could muster. Yes, I want to help. If there's anything I can do, please, let me do it. Fine. Hijikata let my chin go, and he walked away silently. Oh man, it would have been nice if he kissed her. That would have been so freaking cute. If you want to help so much, go make some tea. You want tea? Okay, sure. Butterflies. The fate of the Shinsengumi rests on this tea. Don't screw it up. I love it. Yes, sir. Leave it to me. That was a cute interaction. I rushed to get up, and I ran out of the room and headed towards the kitchen. And before I was out of earshot, I heard Hijikata mumble to himself. What's going to happen to us now? What's that supposed to mean? Is there something about that? The Shinsengumi, once solid, now wavered. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Corps? Men were forced to watch as their friends became the undead monsters known as Furies. Was it any wonder that they found themselves conflicted, or that tempers began to rise? Several days later, the order was given to begin the Imperial Restoration. Let's look that up. Imperial Restoration. The formal movement followed by those who sought to back the emperor in the government instead of the shogun. Okie dokie. The emperor would be restored to power, and his court would once again rule the nation. The position of shogun would be abolished, and Kyoto's military and judiciary commissioner positions would be eliminated. All that the Shinsengumi had fought for and believed in was falling to pieces, not failing. Derp. And we fade away again. Oh, I got an achievement. Our pets' heads are falling off. That's warped. That sounds so warped. Sorry, Anyway. Of course, that's an achievement name. December 1867. As the order to begin imperial restoration came, Satsuma and Choshu troops started occupying the city of Kyoto. At the same time, members and affiliates of the Tokugawa shogunate were being removed from the imperial palace and eventually Kyoto altogether. They, as expected, did not take this lightly. In response, the shogunate's military forces were beginning to march from Edo to Kyoto. As tensions rose from the approaching shogunate armies, the Satsuma and Choshu were preparing their own forces for a hostile confrontation. The situation was growing increasingly frenzied. As the shogunate scrambled to call upon their remaining allies, the Shinsengumi received an order to come to the Fushimi magistrate. Having all of their men and armaments, whatever that word is, gathered in, the Fushimi magistrate enabled the shogunate to act in the event of an emergency. So off we went. On one such day during the commotion, and go away and come back.
Hey, bad news, guys. The chief's been attacked.
Bad news was delivered to the Fushimi magistrate. I would have never figured it was bad news when the guy just said bad news. There had been no witnesses, and the culprit escaped unseen. Their motives could only be guessed.
What the hell? Who the hell could have shot him? Let's go. Everyone who's free, come with me.
Nagakira got a crew of warriors together, and they all headed towards the location where Kondo was shot. Our Kondo. Sweet boy. Kondo's gunshot wound was on his right shoulder. The bullet pierced clean through him, shattering the bone, which required more treatment than I could have given him at the compounds. I was sweeping up the common room when the door opened. It's Sanon.
Oh, Yukimura, are you still awake at this hour?
Oh, Sanon. Did you have any business here? And of course this pops up for some odd reason. If you're going to use this room, I'll leave.
Oh, I don't mind. Rather, I think it's better that you are here for it.
Huh? His words perplexed me, so I felt a little anxious. Just then, oh, the most prominent Shinsengumi captains began filing into the common room. What were they about to discuss? My anxiety was starting to grow stronger.
Seems like everyone's here. I don't see Okita. He doesn't need to hear this. If Soji gets involved, he wouldn't think twice about his safety, and he'll go straight for the vengeance for Kondo.
But if that is what he desires, why would you let him do so? Why won't you let him do so? Jeez. As usual, you're too kind, Hijikata.
So, what do you want from us? There's no telling when war will finally erupt, and for us to gather here right now, don't tell me.
It is exactly as you are thinking. I asked you all to gather here today with the intention of giving something to you.
No, is he giving them all the water of life? Sana has become weird. I don't know why, but he's become creepy. In his hands was an object wrapped in a fine cloth, and he slowly unwrapped before all of us. As I saw what was inside of his hands, I gasped and clasped my hands over my mouth. The water of life?
Exactly. As captain of the Shinsengumi, we all took on the risks of researching this serum. As such, it is necessary for us to take responsibility for this experiment.
And of course this pops up again.
Especially if, like Kondo, any one of you become injured or maimed, to the point you cannot fight. Or, in the worst case, there is a possibility that your life is gravely threatened. I know for certain that this serum will be of use to you.
Sanan, are you trying to experiment on us too now? Oops.
I know what you're thinking, but under the current circumstances, we cannot afford to lose any more captains.
Why am I giving him a weird accent? Anyway.
Screw that. I don't want to depend on that crap just to survive.
Oh, shit. That noise was loud. Nagakira barked his indignation to Sanan's proposal, and he stormed off.
Perhaps we can call it a good luck charm. Personally, I pray that it shall never come to any of us drinking this serum.
Inoue spoke softly as his fingers pinched the vial and held it close to his eyes.
I will borrow this. Well, I don't think I'll ever use it, but I'll hold on to it, just in case, of course.
Both Saito and Harada grabbed a vial, and they slipped it into their respective pockets.
Hijikata?
Up until now, Hijikata had crossed his arms and silently observed Sanan's speech.
We gotta take responsibility, huh? Well, you're onto something.
His eyes looked troubled, but he reached for the serum and slipped it into his pocket as well.
Well, I believe that does it for tonight. I just pray that my courtesy will not go to waste.
After Sanan had finished, the captains all bowed and left the room, and Sanan turned towards me.
Yukimura, I am certain you are aware of this, but do not let word of tonight get out to any other warrior. Geez, I can't read. Do I make myself clear?
Timidly I nodded my head, and Sanan waited for a second before nodding silently and leaving the room. What could I do? The serum created by my father was now in the hands of the captains. I shuddered at the thought of them drinking it. Oh, there's chatter going on. It's been a while since I've worn headphones while doing this game, so it's like I don't know if noises were going on or not, and I don't edit my videos. You see the pure, raw me. Anyway.
We still haven't figured out who attacked the chief. I'll bet you anything it's those bastards from the Satsuma Choshu Alliance.
Ever since the attack on Kondo, the atmosphere at the Fushimi Magistrate's office has been tense, to say the least. Let's go inside, because that chattering is annoying. I felt it increase as I stepped into the meeting room carrying tea for the captains. Here's your tea.
Ah, thanks. Could you just leave it there?
I seemed to have walked in on a serious discussion. All around the room were tense, drawn faces.
So what's your plan? The Satsuma Choshu alliance wants power in the court, but they're also hoping the emperor grants them all the shogunate's assets, and holdings. There's no other way to look at it. They're trying to start a war. We'd be smart to start preparing for one.
You have a point. They've been sucking up to the emperor, and they come and go. Bleh. Redo, Hijikata. Sorry, boy. They've been sucking up to the emperor, and they come and go at the palace like they own the place. Now, so far as preparing for war.
Sanan has been pushing hard to augment the Fury Corps.
A memory of the other day came back to me. Sanan offered the Water of Life to all of the captains, and they accepted it. I'm against that. This is war, not subduing the odd Ronin. There are going to be enemies and allies everywhere in battle. I don't think we'll be able to control them. They're powerful, but it's too risky.
Agreed. Besides, it's inhumane.
Then what do you suggest? If you wish to disapprove, you should offer an alternate path. I love Saito. I can't wait to do his route. But I'm doing them kind of in order from this guide that I found. So our next would be Okita after Hijikata.
We're working on that. If it was so easy to come up with a solution, you really think we'd be in this mess? What's your take on this, Commander?
Hijikata furrowed his brow and frowned. Let me think about it. We need to see what the Satsuma and Choshu are going to do, and we have to consider what the shogunate wants. Kondo's injury had put everyone on edge, especially with a war inching closer day by day. What was going to become of the Shinsengumi, as well as the Fury Corps? I'm actually going to let you guys go here. I'm cutting it off a little earlier. Oh, I just realized I got an achievement, just a small town boy. Just a small town boy. Sorry. Anyway, so I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!